Freshman Kymora Johnson. Jen Hildreth, Debbie Antonelli on the call. Glad to have you along with us as we finish off 2023.
A couple of things about NC State. They've got incredible balance. They're very connected on the offensive end. And Sanaya Rivers is back after missing the last 3 games with some back issues. It's great to see Sanaya Rivers back in the lineup for the Wolfpack. She's second on the team in scoring.
Yeah, Debbie, what a big boost she can provide for this NC State team. As you saw, their starting 5. Isaiah James has been leading the team in scoring, averaging over 16 points per game. Mimi Collins with the turnaround. Starting 5 for the Cavaliers. Kymora Johnson has certainly been one of the big stories. Paris Clark, Alexia Smith stepping into that starting lineup. And London Clarkson in the starting 5 as well tonight. Expect a quick pace in this one, don't you think, Debbie, the way it's gotten started?
Yes. I mean, this is going to be up and down, which means rebounding is going to be a factor. And for Virginia, they are an excellent defensive and offensive rebounding team with their tandem on the inside of Camryn Taylor and London Clarkson. They both are combined over 6 offensive rebounds a game. But NC State's one of the best defensive rebounding teams, so that's something to keep your eye on. That will definitely affect tempo.
Madison Hayes at the line, hits them both to make it a 1-point game. Paris Clark picking up the foul for Virginia. Cam Taylor, by the way, number 20, leading scorer for the Cavaliers, averaging 14 points per game. How about that drive from the freshman?
I mean, Kymora Johnson has everything in her game. We're just getting a chance to learn about this spicy freshman because there's a lot of good freshmen around the league. But she's 12 points and 3.5 rebounds a game. But in the last 3, Jen, 20 assists to 3 turnovers. So she's making decisions in Coach Mox's offense at a very high rate of speed. And this is a good one right here. Dribble handoff, plays off the high post. Gets to the rim after making the first basket of the game. She's got all of Virginia points.
This young freshman would probably be the first to tell you that this team maybe needed a wake-up call. Coach Mox has certainly said that. They got that in a loss to Wofford in the non-conference, block there from Baldwin on the inside, but Virginia still with the ball. This team coming out with a vengeance after that loss. Big win against Fordham, 82-56, and Kymora Johnson, it sounds like, was really just given the keys to lead, to assert herself.
Well, when you're playing with a bunch of upperclassmen, it takes some time for a freshman to adjust to that role. And there's an adjustment right there. Well, Mimi Collins, one of the better 3-point shooters for NC State this year, has really improved that part of her game, shooting 48% outside the arc.
Up and down we go. Virginia answers back, retakes the lead.
Putting Sanaya Rivers back at the point, gets everyone else back to their natural role and normal position on the floor. This is a very connected, fluid offensive group for NC State.
One of 8 teams in NCAA Division I women's basketball still unbeaten on the season. The only team in the ACC and one that was picked to finish 8th in the league in the preseason. New season begins tonight for both these teams, getting into conference play. Taylor following up her own shot, gets called for the foul. Wes Moore just telling us how much he is really enjoying this group, the balance, the camaraderie, the togetherness, and even on the other side, Coach Mox said, looking at this NC State team, Debbie, they just look totally different than they did a year ago.
I like to use the word pure joy. I mean, because it's hustle, it's connected, they communicate, they share the ball. They do a nice job of working together, does NC State.
You just got to look at Coach Mox, as she is known as well, Amaka Agugwa-Hamilton, in her second year with Virginia. Pull up from Sanaya Rivers. Will be interesting to see how she is able to impact this game after being out the last 3. Johnson, 14 to shoot for the Cavs.
NC State likes to ice those ball screens, and that short roll by Camryn Taylor is open at the elbow. They ice on the side, which means they try to keep the ball on the same side of the floor and not allow you to reverse it so they can load their defense to the ball.
Good start for Virginia. NC State just 1 of 6 to start the game. Rivers in the corner, pulls up, good.
I mean, welcome back, Sanaya Rivers. A contested turnaround jump shot on the baseline.
Sam Brunell into the game for Virginia. Transfer from Notre Dame in her second year with the Cavaliers. Has been dealing with some injuries. See a brace on her left knee there, number 33 in white. Sets the screen here. No foul called on the play. Rivers pushing it for NC State.
I mean, flat out speed with size. Motoring down the floor. That's how you get your team going right there. Because now ACC, you can set your defense.
6th player of the year a year ago, Debbie, Sanaya Rivers, and has just really come out strong this season as well.
Sanaya Rivers, welcome back. She's been missed the last 3 by the Pack. She's got a couple of buckets in a row. Right, Syracuse with the upset over Notre Dame, Louisville in a 5-point game at the end there, all the way at Miami, and then having this one right here. It's a tight game early, and NC State has been one of the best stories, Jen. They went from unranked to number 3 in the country for 4 consecutive weeks. They've been at number 3, and they're picked to finish 8th in this league. I'm not sure if that's an indictment on the preseason voters or if that's how good the league is.
Big offensive rebound. That was something you mentioned earlier, Debbie. Both of these teams amongst the best in the ACC in terms of rebounding.
Well, Virginia has a great combination inside, and Camryn Taylor and London Clarkson, they are better than 6 offensive rebounds a game combined. They can really get to the glass.
Offensive foul called here against the Cavaliers.
You establish legal guarding position, and then you can move obliquely, and that's exactly what Isaiah James did to draw that charge.
Jillian Brown, the transfer from Northwestern, picking up the foul for Virginia. Hands to the basketball, and Johnson can do it all. Not the finish this time, though.
You got to be sharp with the basketball. When you put it over your head, that makes you stand up. It's a lot of women's basketball players put the ball over their head. You need to play with the ball in a scoring position, and you can't score with the ball over your head, and you can't make plays with the ball over your head.
NC State looking to take the lead, going inside to Baldwin. Nothing doing. It's behind the back for Brown. Johnson from the elbow. She scored or assisted on 7 of Virginia's 9 points so far, the freshman.
Well, she's definitely not shy. She's taken 7 of their 14 field goals.
You think Coach Mock's okay with that?
I think so, because she scored, and they haven't been bad shots.
You can tell, you feel NC State trying to work that size advantage they have inside with Baldwin.
Well, at 6'5", River Baldwin can be an incredible threat, and she has improved. She is one of the more improved players on NC State's team. She stuck with the process. She's got a lot of experience. She's got incredible hands. She can finish and rebound around the rim. She's done a good job of staying out of foul trouble. She's not a shot blocker. She's more likely to rotate to draw a charge, but she's been an important part of their 4-out, 1-in offense.
Named the Paradise Jam MVP earlier this season, and I mean the improvement is such a fine sight to see for NC State, because you look at River Baldwin, 6'5", and the potential that's there, and Wes Moore just said, look, we believe in you. This is your last year. This is the time to make something happen, and the numbers there show how she has done just that so far, really made herself a force to be reckoned with inside.
You know, her teammates were joking with her about who would have thought they would have gone to the Paradise Jam, as there she draws a charge, right? She's involved in that one anyway. Who would have thought they would have gone to the Paradise Jam and River Baldwin would have come back as the MVP? I mean, that speaks to the depth of this team. And they joke with her about it, and they have great chemistry, this group. They've been together for some time now. And they have some players on here that have experienced winning at a high level.
And make no mistake, the performance of River and this NC State team at that tournament has helped in their ascension up to number 3. Good finish there inside for Mimi Collins, but 3 wins in the Paradise Jam. And a chance for 2 more here. Just good hustle from the Wolfpack and their freshman Zoe Brooks, and that's going to get a timeout called. Quick break coming up as NC State getting a couple of back-to-back buckets.
Play a little bit here based on their play on the inside, points in the paint, and then the hustle right here of the freshman Zoe Brooks, who comes in as a substitution and makes a really good play right here. Heads up on the steal.
Yeah, she had started the last 3 games with Sanaya Rivers out, and in those 3 starts really produced, including a triple-double in her first career start. Now coming off the bench, making an impact tonight.
Good contest inside by River Baldwin, not to foul, force a tough shot.
Brooks looking for Collins. Lexia Smith with the basketball. Yanta Vaughn, who had missed the last couple of games, back out and available, number 5 there, sophomore for Virginia. Second year, as they would say. Brunel left open. She's her best 3-point shooter.
I love that action by Coach Mox because you want to put River Baldwin in as much screening action on the perimeter, especially in this matchup with Brunel, who's an excellent pick and pop 3-point shooter.
How about that play, Debbie, from Sanaya Rivers? She blows by everybody, doesn't get the basket. The ball basically bounces to her for a rebound, and she taps it over to River Baldwin with the assist.
Westmore has to be pleased with the locked-in focus his team has early. I mean, they came ready to play today.
Yeah, it was a tie game at 9 apiece, but a 12-0 run by the 3rd-ranked Wolfpack. Seen them open this one up a bit.
Well, you want to play with energy, and you don't want to coach energy. And NC State doesn't have to do that this year. It's a big difference. And believe me, when you're in Reynolds Coliseum, those fans appreciate it. You can feel it. It's palpable.
Next Sunday afternoon, right here on ACC Network, we'll have a women's basketball quadruple header. 14th-ranked Virginia Tech hosting this 3rd-ranked NC State team to start the day at noon Eastern. Then we have Georgia Tech Pitt, number 22 Florida State, and Clemson, and the day caps off at 6 with BC and Syracuse. Great day of hoops coming your way on ACC Network.
Today, Deasia Fair, Syracuse. She made all the clutch shots in the 4th quarter at home. She made 3 triples. I thought she played outstanding, and she is the closer. Right now, I'm saying she's the best closer in the ACC that I've seen. She can finish out a game for her team.
Rivers in the corner off the mark, but the offensive rebound gives the Pack another shot at it. Now Virginia under 10 seconds to go. Quarter number 1 about to wrap up here in Charlottesville. The 3-point shot up and out. So after a strong start by the Cavaliers, NC State really picking things up.
And the one thing that stands out to me about what she's done at Virginia, she has added speed and athleticism to what they do. And I'm not just talking end line to end line. I'm talking about the acceleration with which they run their offense and the rhythm of their defense. She's done an outstanding job, and I know Virginia is on its climb. They are on the way back.
And you just watch this team a little bit, you can see the talent level and the increase that she has been able to garner in her first couple of years, but then it also goes beyond that. She's talked a lot about getting what NC State really has right now, that togetherness, that confidence is playing together as a team. I think that's something that this team has really been working on over the last couple of games in the non-conference.
Well, they've got good decision makers with the ball in their hands, and they're young. And when they're learning to play at this rate of pace, now you get into conference play, things get a little different, right? Because if you haven't been exposed, you are going to get exposed in conference play. And so far, their guards have done a really good job this season.
Virginia had the perfect non-conference record last year, wound up going 4-14 in conference play. Big rebound pulled down by Camryn Taylor.
Really good defensive change on their ball screen coverage. That time looking to trap was Isaiah James. Excuse me, Isaiah.
NC State finds Collins, rattles out. A couple of empty possessions for NC State. And Virginia take advantage. This is a deep Virginia team. Caden Lawson, number 14, out on the floor. Now the shot up and in!
Late on the closeout, and that's just a great exit cut and timing to get your feet under your shoulders and let it fly. Isaiah James has got to come with high hands on that.
Paris Clark knocking it down. And just like that, it's a three-point game.
I would say the last two shots by NC State have been poor.
Rivers back in action for the Wolfpack after missing the last three. Got the start in this game. James, leading scorer for NC State on the season. No contact in the eyes of the referees on that play.
Watch this right here, coming off the down screen. It's a great job by Paris Clark to get her feet under her and get organized. That's what I'm talking about, speed and talent. That's a former McDonald's All-American on this roster, a transfer from Arizona.
And forcing the defensive end too, you just saw she got a fingertip to the ball, couldn't get it away, and now, I think to your point, Debbie, NC State, knowing they needed to get a better look offensively, they go inside to Baldwin, who is fouled.
Well, at 6'5", River Baldwin can put some challenge on your front row, right? I mean, look, she has gone against London Clarkson and Sam Brunel. All three of those players, Westmore would put them in the NIL and the Social Security category, right? Because they've lived through both. They've been around so long.
Oh, more basketball coming up Saturday on ACC Network on the men's side. Triple header coming your way in the new year. Virginia Tech and NC State starting off at 2 Eastern, and then Florida State coming up against Virginia Tech. Sorry, that's Virginia, NC State in the first one, and then Duke Notre Dame at 6.
Notre Dame with a big win on the men's side over the Virginia Cavaliers last night. Micah Shrewsbury's building something there in South Bend.
Open look, around and out, that's Taylor Lauterbach, the 6'7" grad transfer from Kansas State. Coach Mox told us we might see her get a few more minutes tonight. Clark really pushing the tempo for Virginia. A little too much, though. Offensive foul called.
That is the third charge by the Cavaliers in this first half. Madison Hayes, each time for the Wolfpack, it's been a different defender that has drawn the charge. I heard Kelly Gramlich talking in the game previous. She wants me to get charges on the box score, Kelly. I heard you talking about it.
I agree.
You got to pick and choose your battles, Kelly. I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to fight for that one.
It would be nice to see, though. You know, the coaches chart it.
I want screen assist. That's what I want on the box score. Maybe we can work together.
Camryn Taylor would certainly appreciate the fact that three-pointers are on there. That's the first one she's hit all season. 0 for 3 previously before that one. Crowd trying to fire up this Virginia team. Johnson on the drive, ties it.
So I would say NC State's shot selection has fueled the Virginia transition game. That's what's changed. And then Zoe Brooks calmly knocks down a 15-footer.
I mean, the freshman just looks like she is made for big moments.
We got great freshmen in this league.
Yeah.
I mean, just really good, Jen. I mean, they just come ready to play. They're fearless. They're ready to go.
Thought Kymora Johnson was going to give you a 3 on cue there, but it is an offensive rebound. Another chance, but it is stripped away. What do you think, Debbie, does NC State want better then on this end to get some better looks?
I think they got to play through the paint like that. Get a piece of the paint, get a jump shot, you know. Now that's Maddie Cox, who's not been shooting the ball well yet. Still dealing with the speed of the game, but she's a talented freshman for NC State. She'll be fine.
Yeah, expect that is going to come for her. It just hasn't yet, as you've said. Taylor there to pick up the rebound and put it away.
See, that's that offensive rebounding that we were talking about. The thing that impressed me about Virginia is 7 of their 11 games, their guards have led them in rebounding. That's how good they are at crashing the glass as a team.
Johnson, ball in her hand, spins. She was off to a blistering start in this game, has cooled off a bit since.
She's got to get across midcourt.
Well, she does, and gives one better all the way to the basket, but that's where that extra height helps you. NC State, Debbie, 1 for 11 this quarter. And Virginia taking advantage on the offensive end. Tie game for now. Brooks, quick through the lane, but can't get the bucket. Johnson just leaving defenders in her wake. Now the shot goes up. Hayden Lawson can't hit.
Westmore says,
a little 3-point happy.
Slow it down. Run a set.
Told us this team hasn't really faced adversity yet. Now they have a couple of big wins, including one over UConn when Huskies were ranked number 2 and one over Colorado when they were ranked number 3. That was a big bucket there just to maybe settle things down a bit. But after the fact, technical foul was called. We will catch you up on all of that.
There are those who say Savannah, Georgia
is and one? Come on. I say that in my driveway against the boys. Every player in America says and one when they drive to the hoop and there's contact. That's not good. And that's not right. I don't understand that at all. I don't like it at all.
Yeah, I mean,
come on.
Look, we understand taunting. We understand that that shouldn't be in the game, but I think most people watching would agree with you, Debbie, that what you just saw and heard would not fall under that category.
I mean, and one? She just said it in the direction of the official, yes, but that's what players do.
Yeah, that really
Madison
feels
Hayes,
harsh.
you don't feel bad. You didn't do anything wrong.
And she's got 2 fouls now after that technical was called, and Virginia got the 2 free throws and the basketball, so we're back tied at 23.
Big swing here for Virginia. This could be a 5-point play for them.
More Johnson, now 10 to shoot. Works off the screen, kicks it out for Brunel.
What happens in conference play, even at the end of December in your first game, is the game shrinks, meaning half-court possessions are important. Now, you didn't say and one?
Gosh.
She did say and one. Come on now.
And they blew the whistle.
Now I'm upset about it. official. This is a big-time move. She gets fouled. She goes and one. What are we doing? What are we doing?
So that was called a technical foul on Mimi Collins.
2 more free throws for Virginia after she shoots her one, because then you go back to she has to shoot her 1 free throw. Then you go and shoot 2 technicals and Virginia gets the ball.
Yeah, this really makes things interesting and not necessarily in the way you'd want. You know, it's a veteran crew, Polani, Spurlock, Welsh, Tiara Cruz, Fatusa, Soko, Stevens, but that is back-to-back calls on almost exactly the same thing.
I have never seen that. This early in the game, without any chippiness, without any physicality, without any issue, nothing happening in the game except for 2 teams playing hard. It's an emotional game, it's conference play.
So there is the and one for Mimi Collins, but now we'll go down to the other end, and Brunel, who is a perfect 2 for 2, and that's a lot of people right now, Westmore.
Westmore's been coaching for 35 years. I guarantee you he's never seen that before.
And you certainly do feel for it, because this NC State team has struggled this quarter. They've certainly faced adversity. They are 3 for 14 in the quarter, and so they get a big basket. They're trying to get their momentum back, and it is snatched away just as quickly. So I guess the conversation has to be had. Look, just don't say anything at this point.
I mean, come on. Like, here's what I'm doing now if I'm Mox. I'm putting River Baldwin in a ball screen action right here and try to get the switch with Brunel so that I can get Brunel off for a 3.
Offensive rebound, McGee. 2 more for Virginia, and the Cavaliers take the lead. Drive from Brooks. Johnson in the open floor, takes it with her left, dishes off at the last second, and then a foul is called.
NC State's got to show incredible composure and toughness here on the road, as Virginia is bringing it right now, and the momentum has shifted. The Cavaliers have done a nice job of making shots here on this stretch to give themselves the lead, and they've made free throws as well. This is the best free throw shooting team by percentage in the league. They make 80% of their free throws.
Yeah, they've actually been below that average so far from the line today, but have gotten enough elsewhere. And NC State, we talked about, just really cooled off in the second quarter. Virginia with its first lead since the score was 9-7. Baldwin going to work on the inside.
Now, when River Baldwin catches with 2 feet in the paint, she has to score that. And Virginia likes to bring a double to the block, but when she catches it that deep, it's too hard to bring a double because she's too deep.
Johnson with the pull-up. And wide open on the other end, Maddie Cox beat everybody down the floor. Virginia running the offense. Taylor says, we don't need another pass. I'll take it from here.
Camryn Taylor is such a great story. From the time we met her, Jen, to what she's developed into as a young woman and a leader on this team. She's their leading scorer. She's an incredible rebounder. She's the best free throw shooter in the ACC. There's that double I'm talking about. I like it by Virginia. It's good strategy. You got to make River Baldwin make a play out of that.
Baldwin has 8 points in the game. She's 2 of 6 from the floor. And then Olivia McGee Taking it to the NC State defense is fouled.
And McGee has the size in that matchup with Brooks. Zoe Brooks is 5'10". Olivia McGee is 6'2". This is a great job of inverting her to the block with that size to post her up against Brooks. I'll tell you what, Coach Mox is dialing up a very good offensive game plan right now.
Both free throws good for McGee, the freshman out of Louisa, Virginia, not too far from Charlottesville. And a 2-point lead with under a minute to go in the second quarter. The crowd applauding the efforts of this Cavalier team. James, been quiet so far for NC State. Their leading scorer still yet to score. How much of a problem is that, Debbie, in terms of getting this NC State offense flowing a little better, getting James more involved? Cox on the inbounds. And it's going the other way.
Well, one of the strengths of NC State has been their balance. They're coming off a game where they've had 6 players in double figures against Old Dominion. And that's the strength of Wes Moore's system. 4 out, 1 in. Everyone can pass and handle. Everyone can score from the 3, except for River Baldwin. She's the one in.
Taylor around and out. NC State with a chance for the final shot of the half.
I think they've been very stagnant with their offense in this first half. I think they need to move the ball better, play off the pass.
Sanaya Rivers is fouled on the drive. She will go to the free throw line. Nine points in the game for Taylor. Foul was called against McGee, her second. Well, Sanaya Rivers will not have a chance to tie now, but can bring it within 1. Final free throw. And she does. Virginia hurling it up from half court, but the Cavaliers with a 1-point lead over third-ranked and unbeaten NC State at the half. Had to execute in the half court, but still a long way to go in this one. Let's see how both teams come out in quarter number 3.
Well, and she did all of that, Jen, but she also recognized matchups. Her team's IQ was outstanding in finding the right place to take shots. They inverted to the block when they had a mismatch. I thought those things were important and will be important in the second half for Virginia.
That was a quick foul picked up by London Clarkson, her 3rd in the game, so that's something to watch for Virginia.
That's the second time NC State's come off a situational offense trying to get that backdoor look. Isaiah James has got to take a better basket cut angle to be able to score that.
Still no points in the game for James, leading scorer for the Wolfpack on the season. There is Taylor. Led the Cavs in the first half, and that's going to be called an offensive foul.
You know how coaches in summer camp tell you to play off 2 feet? Well, Virginia has had 4 offensive charges because of this right here. Goes off 1 foot. River Baldwin is not a shot blocker. She rotates on that 3rd level or that 2nd level and does a really good job of drawing charges.
She's had at least a couple of them in the game, and couldn't quite hang on to the basketball here, but it's picked back up by the Wolfpack. James off the drive with the left. And Baldwin got her hands on the rebound, but so too did Virginia. Jump ball to call. It'll stay with the Wolfpack.
Well, this is where we're going to learn a little bit about the maturity of NC State playing on the road. Remember, they played up here last year and lost, and Virginia took it to them with their team speed. And NC State's got to do a better job of shot selection here in the second half.
That was a good one there for Collins off the inbound. She's in double digits with 10. look inside to Clarkson, but Baldwin there defensively.
Teams are always trying to throw that high-low pass over the top, where if you've taken one dribble to improve your angle, you can throw a nice bounce pass on that seal.
Rivers started this game well, but has cooled off since. Just 2 for 10 in the first half. James looking inside to Collins. Got the basket and is probably being very careful with what she says afterward.
You mean she said and one? Because she probably did, because that's what players do. Watch how she sprints the middle of the lane, catches and finishes with a nice pump fake. It's going to take an incredible amount of discipline all across the country for every player wearing a uniform to not say and one when they get fouled around the rim, because that's what players do. Actually, that's what broadcasters do.
Yeah, I was going to say it, but I knew you'd tee me up, so I
definitely
didn't go
would
there.
give you. No, I would definitely not give you a technical if you said it.
Well, and if you missed any of it in the first half, that has been a storyline so far. NC State had 2 calls back-to-back where they made the basket and then were called for a technical foul afterward.
Now, if you stomp and you're egregious and you look at an official and you yell and one and you do something to show them up, yes. But and one is generally a motivational phrase that teams and players say from the bench and on the court.
Three fouls on Taylor, by the way, for Virginia. So a couple of Cavaliers in some early foul trouble. Johnson. There's Taylor on the glass. Already had 10 boards in the first half, picked up another, but couldn't get the points to follow. James, just showing off on that take.
Mark it down, third quarter, 7:15. The first bucket for Isaiah James for NC State. Their leading scorer in transition. The pack on the move. Behind the back. Beautiful finger roll off the glass by James.
The festive atmosphere in Charlottesville tonight. Hopefully it is where you are as well. Getting ready to celebrate and ring in the new year.
May all your swishes come true. I love that.
Oh, that was good. Well, right off of that break, Virginia came right back down the floor. And by the way, you heard some of those messages from Mir McLean. How great will it be when hopefully we get to see her back out on the floor? Obviously had a terrible injury against NC State last season, season ending, a lot of damage to her knee, but she's been working hard to get back and obviously is still a big part of this team as much as she can be at the moment.
Oh, she's definitely a big part of the team. They need her athleticism. She's a multiple-level defender. She's a multiple-level scorer. And she's terrific on the glass. So they definitely miss her, and they'll need her to be able to compete in the league. And they're doing a pretty good job of competing in the league tonight.
And they are. Mir McLean averaged 12.2 points, 9.6 rebounds before the injury last year, transfer from UConn.
Well, Virginia does a good job of stuffing what I call America's play.
Oh, there's a stuff for you right there. At least Olivia McGee thought she had the stuff, but the foul is called.
And this gives us a chance to talk about Madison Hayes, because she makes a play right here out of a broken play. That looked like a lot of ball, too.
Well, Brunel is who they got for the foul.
Well, you know what? Here's what happens is the screen comes, you reject the screen, drive baseline, the rescreen, then you come off the screen for the flare, okay? And it's not there, and she makes a great play.
And all of her points, 6 of them tonight, have come from the free throw line so far. She is the player, when I asked Wes Moore about it, who the glue is on this team, and it is a very balanced team. He said Madison Hayes without hesitation.
Well, she has averaged 15 points in the last 3 games, so she's also scoring, and they have needed her scoring when Sanaya Rivers wasn't playing in those 3 games.
James off the mark from 3. one of the best three-point shooters in the ACC so far this season. Not showing it so far tonight. And then just diving for the basketball. James is going to get called for the foul. If you wanted urgency and intensity, that's what Wes Moore was asking for his team. And not a foul called there. Backcourt.
You love the hustle. Violation. Here's your leading scorer. You're the number 3 team in the country. You're playing on the road. It's a tough game, and you got Isaiah James diving on the floor for the ball.
Sets a tone, doesn't it?
It's what you want. It's what you want to see.
Baldwin cleans it up and will go to the free throw line.
This is just a great play here by Baldwin to get off the contact of her box out and get to the basketball, seek the ball.
Largest lead of the game.
Yeah, important stretch right here for Virginia. Okay, they got to get some points right here. They got to run some good stuff right here. I get Burnell popping on a ball screen action.
And Cam Taylor right now out of the game. That was her 4th personal foul. NC State on the break is slowed down. So that test gets a little bit more challenging for Virginia. In this pivotal point in the game, you want to try to keep it close, but your leading scorer has to go to the bench. 4 fouls.
Look at the athleticism on the catch.
Shot doesn't fall for James. And Burnell, Lauterbach, both out there for Virginia, along with McGee, all of those players off the bench. Johnson, she needs to find her shot again as
she just
away
traveled.
from it. Yeah, it looked like it. That was Jillian Brown, almost all reserves on the floor for Virginia. Johnson, the only starter out there at the moment. Lauterbach left open for 3, rattles it home.
Virginia takes the 2nd most three-point shots in the ACC. Yet they have the worst three-point percentage. And sometimes it's not how many you make, Jen, it's when you make them. And your 6'7" sub is knocking down triples.
Her first of the season, I might add. It's a big one. First field goal of this quarter for Virginia.
I tell you what, Lauterbach's insertion into the game in the first half and here in the 3rd quarter has had an impact on NC State.
Johnson still cannot hit. Rivers the other way. And she is fouled. And Lauterbach making a difference. Put it up.
Lauterbach.
Knock it down.
The catch is below her knees and she still makes it.
The quarter.
Well, they need to get the ball to the paint, right? That's where they had success in the first half. And if you've noticed, they've only taken 1 triple here in the 3rd quarter. River Baldwin has scored. Mimi Collins has been effective inside. Sometimes when you're not shooting the 3 well, you got to go to your 2-point game. And that's part of the dribble drive, or excuse me, the 4-out, 1-in that Wes Moore likes to run. I mean, he's a master at dialing it up out of that offense. And he's very good at making adjustments in the second half.
NC State already in the bonus, so Sinai Rivers will be shooting after that last foul was called. And the other thing, Debbie, that NC State shot selection and insistence on going inside has forced someone like Camryn Taylor to defend. She has already picked up 3 fouls in this quarter, and now, with her 10th double-double, is sitting on the bench with 4 fouls.
Yeah, I think Coach Mox can keep her over there while it's still a 3-possession game and wait till you get to the 4th quarter. If you can keep it right here, because you don't want to put her out there knowing how aggressive she is. You got to trust her, and you don't want to put her in that position. Plus, you know NC State will attack her.
So can this depth from Virginia help carry the Cavaliers as it's done a number of times this season? The bench averages 29 points per game. That ranks second in the ACC, 22nd in the country. Lawson back in the game for Virginia. McGee picked up her third. Here's Lauterbach. We'll stay with Virginia. .11 on the shot clock. No Kymora Johnson out there at the moment either for the Cavaliers. Talented freshman point guard, averages 12 points per game. 5 to shoot now. And the layup will not go for Yantavon. NC State, they're ready to go the other way, but the pass just a little too strong off the fingertips and out of bounds of Collins.
I'd say Sanaya, look, taking credit, responsibility right there for making a mistake. My bad, right? I like that out of your leader.
Trying to get herself back in the flow with this team, which Wes Moore said he thought was playing so well. They were in such a good rhythm early in the season. I mean, that's part of the reason they're 12-0. He felt they lost a little bit of steam the last few games. He thought maybe some of that was due to Sanaya Rivers being out. She's such an impactful player.
Oh, look at the clearance. He's trying to get her going right there. Yes, totally, Jen. I mean, when you knock off UConn at home and they're full strength, and then you beat Colorado in the Paradise Jam, you beat the number 2 and the number 3 teams, you definitely got things going in rhythm. And when you lose one of your best players to injury, and you can absorb that and still win those 3 games that she was out, that speaks to the depth of your team, and you're putting those freshmen in positions that they haven't been in before, which they're going to have to experience before conference play.
ACC PM with Mark Packer and Taylor Tannenbaum. Weekdays coming your way from Mark Charlotte's studio in his basement at 4 Eastern. They'll continue talking football and basketball, of course. Plus, they'll have the latest from around the conference right here on ACCN and the ESPN app. 3 fouls on Mimi Collins, so something for NC State to be wary of. Lawson 1 of 2 from the line. And now a little regroup on this end. Coach Mons talked about Lauterbach?
No, what a day for Lauterbach. What a day for the league. I mean, Syracuse winning at home in an upset over Notre Dame. Louisville going on the road to Miami, who had not lost at home, winning 77-72 down there. Virginia Tech winning by 50 at home. I mean, there's some, North Carolina holding a competitive game against Clemson. I mean, these are the ranked teams in the league. They have played well. Sanaya Latson, back-to-back 30-point games to start conference play.
Come on now, Sanaya Latson. Pretty impressive start. Great to have her back for the Seminoles. Such a crushing blow that team took with her injury late in the season last year. 9-point NC State lead. Rivers from 3.
That was a good setup by Zoe Brooks because she got the switch and had 6-7 on her, and she drove her to the paint and kicked to a wide open 3. That's a shot that Sanaya Rivers has been working on to get better at. She's got to start making those.
And if it feels a little bit ugly here the last few minutes, well, it has been. NC State over the last 5. So too is Virginia. Remember, Baldwin's not going to change that as Lauterbach stuffs it. She has been making her presence felt.
Taylor Lauterbach had played in 7 games prior to today. I'm going to tell you right now, Coach Mox is going to love this film. Her minutes are going to go up. She's been impressive.
Well, at 6'7", she obviously is going to give you that size component. Rivers with the shot clock winding down, knocks it down.
That's what I'm talking about right there. That's her 7th made triple, a wide open catch and shoot. She's capable. She's worked on it all summer.
And the answer on the other end, Virginia needed it. Now both teams starting to find the stroke.
So Olivia McGee has been an interesting study from a statistics standpoint because she's made 10 threes coming into the game and 5 in the last 3. She's been heating up. She's going to be a great weapon for them moving forward.
And now River Baldwin adds a couple more to her total, 14 in the game. Lauterbach hit one already. Not this time. Rivers out to James. Baldwin with the rebound. Double-double for River Baldwin in this game. Final seconds of quarter number 3 ticking away. Double-digit lead for NC State. Mimi Collins making it a bit more.
Really good poise the last couple of possessions by the Wolfpack. Moving the ball, not playing off the bounce.
Largest lead for the Wolfpack at 14. McGee keeps it in play. Remember, no Camryn Taylor. And the whistle is blown. Zoe Brooks, too much contact defensively. Just the 4th team foul for NC State in this quarter. Seconds now for Virginia. Vaughn launches from 3. That's a no. Cavaliers still fighting for the rebound, but this quarter, Debbie, belonged to NC State. 3, our triple-double duo. Liz Kelly, how about the new ACC all-time rebounding leader? Tanaya Latson, 3 times she's gone off for 30-plus points, and our own Muffet McGraw getting her statue put up outside the Joyce Center. That was a pretty cool moment, too.
I think there's a hidden microphone in that statue that Muffet is recording everyone that goes by the statue, and she knows what they say. If you don't go to the grotto, you might as well go to the statue.
You really should hit both. I'm definitely going to next time I visit. All right, 4th quarter, here we go. Virginia had kept this one close. Actually had the lead at halftime by a point over unbeaten NC State, but the Wolfpack outscored the Cavaliers 23-8 in the 3rd quarter.
Camryn Taylor back in the game with those fouls. They need her. They need to establish her inside.
Now Mimi Collins had 8 points for NC State, which equaled Virginia's total in the quarter. She's already come out and added 2 more in quarter number 4. Pierce Clark is fouled on her shot attempt, so she'll get a couple of free throws. And getting some points from the free throw line, not a bad idea either, Debbie, as well as Virginia has shot it from the line this season.
Well, they're the best free throw shooting team in the league, so this is good for them. Stop the clock, get to the line, make some shots.
Isaiah James was called for the foul. That is the first miss of the season for Clark. She was a perfect 11 for 11 from the line. And we've got a quadruple header of women's basketball coming your way on Sunday. Virginia Tech hosting this NC State team. That's top 25 matchup to start your day at noon. Then it is Georgia Tech Pitt, 22nd ranked Florida State and Clemson, and we'll cap it off at 6 Eastern with BC and Syracuse. NC State just continuing to carry the momentum they gained in quarter 3 here into the final quarter in Charlottesville. 3-pointer, too strong. Kymora Johnson back out there.
It's not a good rhythm 3 for the freshman, right? I mean, it's part of the learning curve because she's got all the talent and the skill. The next level is going to be to understand pace, tempo, cadence. Who's got the hot hand? You know, she's coming off a huge game where she made 6 threes, so I understand why she's taken as many threes as she has, but she's 1 for 8 in the game today.
Clark will try a 3 and hit it. Her second triple of the day.
Better choice.
Zoe Brooks. driving to the basket. I was ready to dump it off at the last second, but foul was called. London Clarkson, her minutes been somewhat limited in this game as well. But that foul called on Alexia Smith, her second. Off the inbounds, now Mimi Collins is fouled.
You know, Jen, we started off the game talking about rebounding and why it would be important for Virginia, and NC State has out-rebounded them, plus 14 so far. And that's a factor. Virginia, a really good offensive rebounding team, #1 in the ACC, who averages 17 offensive rebounds, only has 7. So while they don't shoot the ball well, they haven't been able to get any second chances. So you got to give Wes more credit, because yesterday when we talked to him, the first thing he told us was his team had to box out against this very aggressive rebounding team.
Can we say what he called it? You remember the term he used? Called it a butt game. Got to get your butt on somebody and box him out was one of the uses of the word. I don't deliver it as well as Wes does, of course.
Well, you got to give some golly gees and no shucks in there while you're delivering it.
Cam Taylor able to pick up some points for Virginia. Obviously, she was very limited in that third quarter, but Mimi Collins is having herself a day. 20 points now. 2 for 3 from 3.
Yeah. Mimi, I mean, she changed her mechanics of her shot, and it has been very effective this year. She spent a lot of time changing that habit, and that's a hard habit to break for shooters. But it's definitely paid off, all her work in the summer.
Yeah, it's got to be so hard to get yourself comfortable again with a different shooting motion. Taylor's got to be careful there. Rivers trying to get back in the flow for NC State, winds up tapping it away. Alexia Smith, open floor, easy 2.
Good job icing that basketball ball screen action. They kept the ball on this weak side of the floor for NC State, making Sanaya Rivers handle with her left, make plays with her left.
Collins, don't want to leave her open, the type of game she's been having so far. She does miss, and you can see the effort there for Virginia on the rebound, but a foul is called. Clarkson and Taylor both with 4 fouls for the Cavaliers. And it looks like, let's see who this one was. Oh, they get the basketball, no foul called on the play. That's good news for Virginia. Clark. Collins pulls it in. NC State with a chance to run. And they steal it right back. Before Paris Clark could even turn her head, Zoe Brooks was right there to take it.
NC State taking a little time here. This is where you want to make sure you stay aggressive while you take some time to just go deeper into your options, into the shot clock.
Rivers setting up Collins for a wide open 3.
That's a great play call from the bench. Wes Moore set that up. I say it all the time, when he has his offense in front of his bench in the second half, he's like a point guard over there directing the show.
25 points for Collins, and Rivers, well, their 7th assist on that play. And think about the adjustment Zoe Brooks has had to make too, and she's had to step in and handle the ball more with Rivers being out, now coming off the bench again, both of them on the floor, and she can handle just about any moment, it looks like. Adds a couple more for NC State there. Wolfpack with the big lead.
Ready for the NFL playoffs?
I was born ready.
Midway through our fourth quarter, NC State with a big lead. And folks, Debbie Antonelli has cooked up something special for you. There's nothing more I can really do except to just let her set this up.
So NC State rode the bus up to Charlottesville. So they got to ride the bus back after the game. So this wheel with numbered 1 through 12 on it is going to determine which Christmas movie they're going to watch on their way home. You ready, Jen?
I'm ready. I got my list.
I'm going to give you the corresponding number. Okay? Number 3 on our list.
Number 3 on our list. It's a Wonderful Life.
Oh, they'll love that.
You can still get those holiday movies in. You got a few more hours, right? That's still allowed?
Yes, absolutely. Before we flip it over to 2024. And I will also say this. If it had landed on number 12, they were going to have to listen to you and me sing Christmas carols all the way back to Raleigh.
That's true. We were going to offer that serenade up. Yeah. I think everyone's happy that that was not the selection. I think you need to keep that wheel around, though, Debbie. I like that.
That wheel usually is the Antonelli dinner wheel, since we can't decide where we all want to go to eat. So we put 12 restaurants on it, spin it, and whatever it ends up on, that's where we go. And everyone has to go. No one can opt out at that point.
Yep. I definitely need one of those. But I think you need to keep on coming up with creative ways to use it in-game. You know, we need to be like, spin the wheel with Debbie. Figure out what you can come up with.
Only from the home kit, Jen. We can do that, yes.
Well, we'll take that then as a benefit of being at home on this New Year's Eve. Both of these teams opening conference play tonight on a big day, busy day in ACC women's basketball, where we have seen some upsets, and Virginia looked primed to potentially pull one of their own here against third-ranked NC State and take the Wolfpack down from the ranks of the unbeaten, but Wolfpack have really just come into their own here in the second half in particular.
Well, I think Coach Mox has a young team, and I think she has incredible pieces, and now you've got to put them all together. And she's very capable. I mean, she's in her second year, 3 years at Missouri State. Twice she was the Missouri Valley Coach of the Year, and that is a really good coaches league. So you have to be really good at breaking the game down and putting your team in situations to be successful, which she's very capable of doing. And she's recruited well also.
Yeah, great class that she's had coming in, 13th ranked recruiting class with her 3 freshmen this year. And by the way, Debbie, she shared publicly with everyone just before Christmas, and she again told us about it today. She is expecting, she and her husband expecting their second child. And I mean, does this get any cuter than?
I love it.
I mean, come on.
It's great.
That little son of hers, Eze.
We can't wait for the new baby.
Yes. And Kiru, coming in June 2024. So we certainly wish Coach Mox and her family the best as they get ready for their new addition.
It'll be a special 2024 for the Hamilton family.
No doubt. How special might it be for NC State, you wonder? This team that has exceeded all expectations so far. They've done it with a lot of balance as Hayes knocks down the triple. I mean, you've got Mimi Collins with a career high today. You've got Sanaya Rivers, who nearly has a triple-double. And that is kind of what it's been. River Baldwin, a double-double with the presence she's brought in the paint.
And once they find their rhythm, like that last play call by Wes Moore, they can make their offensive game look absolutely sharp and clear and precise. Like that last play call was outstanding with multiple options.
I'm going to tell you what, 2024 is going to start off with a bang for NC State, too. They've got Florida State coming to Reynolds on January 4th. And then on the 7th, they travel to Blacksburg to take on Virginia Tech. I will be in Blacksburg for that game. Really looking forward to that matchup. I think the future bright, too, for this Virginia team. You know, they come in with a record of 8-3. 2 of those 3 losses were to ranked opponents. Feeling really good about this group, the way that they've come together and found themselves. And this hasn't been their best day. They'll tell you that for sure. But it was going to be a stiff challenge no matter what. Taking on number 3 NC State. Taylor, that's 2 threes in the game for Camryn dozen attempts from beyond the arc in her career before today.
She was 0 for 3 in the first game and didn't take another 3 until this game.
Well, now she might really be feeling it, so watch out. But she is a great leader for this Virginia team. Kymora Johnson, too. This is going to be a fun freshman to watch. This hasn't been her game today, but she has really been impressive. And Brunel not giving up, getting the basket and the foul with 29 seconds to go. And that is just the first field goal in this game, Debbie, for Sam Brunel. She has really been bothered a bit. You see that brace on her left knee. Has kind of been in and out, not found her rhythm with some injuries this year. But remember, this is a player who had some success, went to the Sweet 16 when she was with Notre Dame, was an ACC All-Freshman team selection her first year there.
Yeah, Brunel has had a brilliant career, and she just needs to get healthy, and she can definitely help Virginia.
Turnover. McGee for 3. Well, the final score, we'll see that gap close just a bit, but NC State will remain perfect on the season. They'll finish out 2023 with a 13-0 record, 1-0 to start conference play.
A big win.